July 1st, we may be starting the month off good. Thunderstorms there in the distance moving across, although this first storm looks like it's just gonna miss us. It's gonna go to the north there and barely touch us. There's nothing here to the south, but I just looked at the radar and it is going kind of that way, just barely gonna touch us. But we do have a chance for more later on this evening. So that's good. We finished the month of June actually pretty decent. The gauge down here, the electronic rain gauge, recorded 3.8 inches for the month of June, but I actually think we had 6.8 inches. For some reason, the storm rolled through about midnight, and I recorded 2-point-something inches at my house, but I only recorded 0.8 inches here. When I got down here to the farm the next day or the following day, there was too much water laying around for 0.8 inches. And I could tell that, well, number one, the lane coming into the farm had flooded. And then I could see, that wind is picking up, I could see where the water had run down through here where it normally runs and down through this field where I just replanted the soybeans, and you can see the marks here, how that water, it was running, and this is probably 10 feet wide anyway across here. That water was running across here. And when I saw that, I'm like, no, that's more than 0.8 of an inch of rain. Well, the neighbor over there recorded 3.8 inches of rain, and the neighbor on the other side of the barn here, a half a mile that way, recorded 5 inches of rain. A neighbor down that way about a mile, 3/4 of a mile, 5.5 inches of rain. So that tells me that my rain gauge sitting up on the top there, for some reason, did not record 3 inches of rain. So if I add the 3 inches to the 0.8 that it did recorded, we ended up with 6.8 inches of rain for the month of June. Corn is looking good. This looks like it's going to be the last hot day. Humidity's dropping. There's a cool front moving through this evening. The humidity's going to drop. We're not going to be in the 90s for the next 5 to 7 days, it looks like. So that's good. I'm happy about that. So on a different note, I haven't talked politics in a while, and I probably shouldn't, but I will. My man Donald Trump, he's still doing great. So my daughter and I were looking at the month-end numbers yesterday at the hardware store, and we are off. I don't know what the final number is. It's going to be somewhere in that 5 to 10% for the month of June. Well, I realized on Saturday I had to work at the store, so I had to be there to open at 8 o'clock. So I got up, headed down to the store, and when I got to the end of my road to turn onto the main road to head to the store, I didn't have to wait. Now, this is Saturday morning at 7:30. Normally on a Saturday morning during the summer at that time, there's a lot of cars coming south going to Point Lookout. And there is a certain demographic that goes to Point Lookout. Those cars were not there on Saturday. So I was discussing the sales numbers with my daughter yesterday at the hardware store, and she said, oh yeah. She says that demographic, they're not going down there. She says, number one, our bait sales are down. We're not selling nearly the bait that we were selling. And what was the other thing that she said? Oh, the throwaway cheap barbecue grills, if there is anything cheap these days, not really. So with this certain demographic, we sell a lot of those barbecue grills, just the ones that are for day use only, where they can spend $20, buy a bag of charcoal, they go down to the state park for the day, grill their, I don't know what they grill, cat, lamb, dog, who knows what they grill. I don't really care. And then they just leave them there at the end of the day or throw them away in the dumpster or whatever. So yeah, we have not seen those sales for the month of June. And I'm sure it's because they are scared to show their face for fear that there is going to be a raid. And I had just mentioned this to someone about a week or two ago. Oh man, is there a 1-800 number for DHS that I could call and put in a tip to head down to Point Lookout State Park and maybe you could do a raid there? Well, I guess I don't have to do that because they're not going down there. So this weekend is going to be interesting. So I'm not complaining. That is a problem crowd that goes down there. The traffic on the road, the trash that they create, just throwing their trash out of the cars so it lines the roadway going into the state park all the way for miles. We have arrived in into our hardware store parking lot some mornings and found the trash in our parking lots. We've even seen the used diapers, just a used diaper in our parking lot. They're disgusting people. If you go down there at the end of the day on a Saturday or a Sunday, the state park just has this team of people that comes out to clean up the picnic area and the bathrooms. One of my former employees, worked at the state park. He told us some of the stories, some of these bathroom stories, the yuckiness, the grossness, their bathroom habits are a whole lot different than our bathroom habits. They basically just have to take a water hose in there, a garden hose, and just spray the whole place down and wash it down. He said it's pretty disgusting. So I'm not complaining that our sales are down because the other problems that it creates. It's going to be interesting this weekend with 4th of July coming up. Normally on a holiday like that, on the 4th of July, the park will close. It will fill up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then traffic will be backed up for 2 miles. So the park is about 2 miles to the south of us here. And we have actually had traffic back up to our road. I have had to actually go into the northbound lane to turn into the road to get to the farm on a holiday weekend because traffic is backed up waiting to get into the park, but they're closed and now they don't know where to go, so they got to turn around. So then what happens when the park closes? Well, they have traveled 2 hours from Northern Virginia to spend the day at the park and picnic and swim and fish and do all of that stuff. Well, now what do? You've just drove 2 hours and the park is closed. Well, what they do is they start heading down the side roads around here looking for beach access because all of these side roads will take you to the water, but it's all private property. And so now they're going and trespassing on private property. So now the landowners have to put up with this and try to run them off. And of course, they don't speak any English, so trying to communicate with them to say, no, you can't be here. The trash they leave behind, I think I've shown pictures in the past on this channel of them congregating in the Dollar General parking lot next to our hardware store. And they'll set up camp there for the day and play soccer and bring out all of their food just in the Dollar General parking lot. They'll park on the shoulder of the road. I've got a good friend, a neighbor over here. He's had them pull up in their yard and just start picnicking in their yard. So I'm not going to miss these people. Yes, we're going to lose business. I'm sure the produce stand down here, I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure he's seen a drop off in sales. But the problems that they create and the problems that they bring, I'm okay with that. I can readjust and we'll be okay with that. We'll see how long this lasts. I think I'm going to try to get down there this weekend, this holiday weekend, and drive through the park just to see how busy it is and if what I think is happening is actually happening. I don't know, but yeah, that is quite interesting that they're just not coming down. So anyway, that's enough of my politics. I've rambled on too much. That storm has kind of moved to the north, this first storm anyway. I don't hear the thunder any longer. Yeah, okay, so it's moved to the north of us. So yeah, this first one did not get us. Kind of clear off to the south there. But the next one will, I think we're going to have a good chance of rain this evening. It's, 4 o'clock now, a little bit after 4 o'clock, and Actually, we've got a chance of rain through tomorrow, so we're gonna end up with some temperatures dropped a little bit. We got up to about 92 today. It's 88 right now, but the humidity is still 72%. Okay, let's wrap it up and say see ya. Well, and that's the other. I'm a local. I own the hardware store up at Ridge Hardware, and our business is affected. So I'm just kind of doing some reconnaissance and figuring out if I have to contact my local politicians or not, and because this whole reservation thing, I'm concerned about. So I'm testing out this whole reservation system with our state parks here. So this is Friday, July 4th. It is 3:30. I've just entered Point Lookout State Park. They have reservations required now. So I'm supposed to go online to make a reservation before I even come into the park. And so when you get up to the window, apparently you already have your piece of paper printed out and you've already paid for it. You scan it and you go. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Anyhow, she wasn't gonna let me in without the reservation, but she says the park is almost full. Here it is 3:30. The weather is perfect. It's a holiday, July 4th, and the park is not full yet. The park used to be full in 2.5 hours, and so I've mentioned this previously on how our business has been affected by what I think is the immigrants not coming down. And oh my gosh, this place would normally be filled up on both sides of the road here, and look at this. It is not. There are a lot of empty spots here. So there are a couple of different factors at play here, I believe. Number one, I don't think number one is the reservation system. I think number one is the clientele that normally comes down here, and they are scared of ICE. And so they don't want ICE to descend upon the park and start rounding everybody up and shipping them back to where they came from. But I guess number two is the reservation system itself. And as the woman said at the toll gate there, that is part of the reason for the reservation system, is to limit the people coming down here. Well, the park is full when the park is full. So whether you fill up at 2.5 hours or you don't fill up, I'm not understanding the logic behind this. Okay, the next telltale sign will be the beach area. We'll ride through the pier, the boat launch, and the beach area, and we'll see how filled up it is down here. But the causeway there where they normally fish, that's a sign there. And the beach and picnic area up here on the right hand side. Let's see as we go in here what is taking place here. I still see parking spots available here. Wow, I see a lot of parking spots. Normally every one of these parking spots are taken up. That is not the case today. Down to the right, parking spots here. Wow, this is crazy. Holiday weekend. You'll notice a lot of Virginia tags in the parking lot here. A lot of these people coming in here are from Northern Virginia. Washington, D.C. tag there. Okay. They've blocked all of that off. There's normally people parked along the side. That's all been blocked off. Let's go down here to the end. And maybe all the parking spaces are filled here. Well, no, there's two spots there. A couple of spots here. This is crazy. This is why our bait sales, charcoal and grill sales are down. This should all be filled up here, both sides. And the good news is, the lighthouse is finally open to the public now. It has taken a while to get the restoration back with this lighthouse, to restore it to its original. They finally have finished it and it is open to the public. I haven't been in there since they have finished the renovations. Okay, on my right here is the Chesapeake Bay. It's a nice calm day out there today. And then straight ahead is the fishing pier. We're gonna pull into that parking lot and see what's going on there. Okay, this is the pier, the fishing pier. Parking available. Again, on a holiday weekend, that sign is usually in a position that says no parking available. Wow, and the pier is practically empty down there. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars here. Again, this spot is normally filled up. And look at all the empty spots here. Yep, that's why we're not selling bait. And not all of these cars are fishing, I bet. Some of them are just walking down the pier, which they frown upon. It looks like they have redone the pier. There's new fencing up. Okay, look at this. We've got this nice bathhouse. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago. Maybe it's been 25 years ago on bathhouses. Look at this. Porta potties. This is how well this state park is run. Now, are those bathhouses open? I don't know. Are the porta potties there for overflow? I don't know. I could go on and on about this state park down here, but I have to be careful because, just because. I'll leave it at that. And our last stop, well, we're actually not stopping, but our last visit here will be at the boat launch. Here on the left. Let's go in here and see if there are people that have launched their boat. Ah, Maryland Natural Resources Police. Wow. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And actually it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 trailers, and then 2 boats have been pulled up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Natural Resources keep their boats here at the dock. There must be construction happening somewhere here, but this is, wow. I am, well, I shouldn't be shocked. I kind of already was guessing this, but yeah. But the park is almost full. I guess full is not having every single parking space filled here. Speechless, I tell you, speechless. But I'm okay with this. I think I said previously that we as locals, hold on, this is the camp store. Only these are worker cars here, I think. Doesn't look like anybody's at the camp store. But as locals, we have said for a number of years, the clientele that comes down here is not the clientele we're necessarily after in our state parks. So I'm okay with this. There's less traffic down here in our area now, less trash on the sides of the road. I'll deal with the reduced bake sales and charcoal and grill supplies and all of that stuff. We'll be okay. But this is still amazing to me. The campground is over there, and that has hurt us more than the threat of ice coming in here. The campground has been closed for 3 years now for redoing the sewer and water lines in there. So no one has been coming into camp for the last 3 years. That is the clientele we like, because they will come in for the weekend or for the week and stay. They'll come into the hardware store, buy some camping supplies, buy some stuff to fix their camper while they're down here, buy lawn chairs, just whatever. And they don't leave a mess behind when they go out of here. Not a lot of traffic, not that steady flow of traffic. But unfortunately, it has been closed for 3 years. We're hearing that maybe this fall it should be open again. So let's hope so. They have done some improvements here with a nice bike path here on the left. We didn't used to have that. Looks like somebody coming in. What is that, a jet ski behind this car? Yep, jet ski. So there's the campground, and as you can see, that is closed. You know, we've spent all this money on these toll booths now, and do we really need them if we don't have the people coming down? But there we go. There's a few cars waiting there to get in. And that is Point Lookout State Park. That's the end of that tour. So glad I was able to get down here today, ride through and see what was happening or what wasn't happening. Just wanted to confirm what we were seeing at the hardware store with sales. So we didn't have that overflow today. So all of the local landowners should be happy because they don't have people trespassing on their property trying to get to the water because the park is closed. We're not going to have the trash on the sides of the road. We will not have the exodus of cars at 6:30, 7 o'clock this evening. So there are plenty of benefits to this. I'm sure there are some local business owners that will be complaining about it. I'm not complaining. I'm just showing the facts here and stating what I see and what I know. All right, there we go. That's the end of that tour.